Welcome back, everyone. I've got a stimulus update for you today, and it is Thursday, March 18th. That's right. Although yesterday was Monday, according to the video at least. I don't know how I mixed that up. Today is definitely Thursday, March 18th, although a rainy, overcast, cloudy day here in the Northeast. Hopefully the weather's a little bit nicer where you are. We're getting much, much closer to spring. Looking forward to that. But I know a lot of you are still concerned about this stimulus money. Many of you have received it. I've seen the comments. A lot of you got it this last Wednesday. Up to 90 million Americans were given that money, but that still leaves tens of millions more who have not. And most of those individuals are Social Security, SSI, SSDI, veterans, or non-taxpayer, low income or no income. And a lot of you are still kind of wondering, when is it supposed to come in? And let me say this, one of the things I think that the IRS needs to do better, and maybe they can't issue out all the payments that quickly. I get it. You're talking about hundreds of millions of people, and it could be difficult to do so. But they should at least communicate a little bit better. They should let the people who are on SSI or SSDI or veterans or low income or no income know through press releases each day that they are in fact slated to get it in the near future. They don't have to give an exact date, but just update those individuals so that they know that they're waiting on it and that it is going to come, rather than trying to get information through all these different means, even YouTube, trying to find out who has the latest information on when it's going to come out. I can tell you this, I have heard some reports that I have not been able to verify that Wednesday, April 14th might be the day when there's a mass deposit to SSI or SSDI. That is not a 100%. I've just kind of heard it around here and there. I do think Wednesdays are the day to watch, because in the past, it does seem like for whatever reason, the IRS likes to make these deposits on Wednesday. So next Wednesday, watch for that one, the Wednesday after that. But April 14th is the one I heard. And actually, it would kind of make sense, because I know for me, in the last stimulus check, my dad, who's SSDI, he got it right away. I think on the first Wednesday it was out. And then it took me about a month later to get it on a Wednesday. And maybe they're flipping things around this time. Maybe they're like, you know, as a teacher, sometimes you call on students who are in the beginning of the alphabet, and then sometimes you flip it to the end of the alphabet. But this is not alphabetical. This is, oh, this time we'll give it to those who have filed taxes first, and then we'll give it to SSDI. I have no idea. This is all speculation. But April 14th, that's the day that I've heard, but I'll keep you up to date if anything more solidified comes out. A big piece of news I did want to share with you is that there was some legislation that was put forth today to try and stop private companies or private debt collectors from seizing any of this stimulus money. Unfortunately, as you can see by the reporting from The Hill on this very topic, the legislation was in fact blocked by Senator Pat Toomey, a Republican from Pennsylvania. This is very unfortunate, because I believe a lot of people could have been protected from having private companies seize this. And his reasoning, I'm going to go down here and show it to you, is basically he's saying that Democrats pushed this thing through the reconciliation process. And because they pushed it through the reconciliation process, those protections were not allowed to be included. And if Democrats didn't unilaterally do this through the reconciliation process, they could have put those protections in there. So unfortunately, he blocked it, because that's the way they went about doing it. And you can see his quote here. It was going to be strictly Democrats using the reconciliation process, and that is the only reason this provision couldn't be addressed, because it can't be dealt with under the reconciliation rules. That is true. However, Republicans in the past also have used reconciliation rules to get through their budgetary dreams as well. And in this case, although it couldn't have been included, a piece of legislation after the reconciliation process could have protected Americans. But rather than protecting Americans who are now going to have this seized by private debt companies, and I get it, these Americans, they should have paid their debt. They took on more money than they could. They got bamboozled, whatever it is, and they owe this money and it should be paid. I get it. But during a pandemic is not the time to allow private debt companies to seize money like this. This is one of the only times when you need to prevent that from happening, because individuals need this money to help get them through the pandemic, for them to be able to get back on their own. Listen, I am not an advocate of the American people being on the government dime. I don't think that this should continue forever in perpetuity. I think that as Americans, we need to make sure that we take care of ourselves and we are responsible for ourselves. And under certain situations that happen, we do have a government and a system set up to help provide for each other. And I think during a pandemic is one of those times where it's necessary. And yes, I think everyone's looking forward to being able to stand on their own 2 feet and move forward and have things be normal again. But Pat Toomey, the argument that Democrats put it through the reconciliation process, therefore I'm going to block this piece of legislation that's going to help American citizens not have their stimulus check seized. I mean, it sounds like you got a little hurt by what happened. And rather than having common sense reign, you're just going to be a little hurt about it and then say, you know what? Now I'm going to block this. And really, who are you hurting? Are you hurting the Democrats in the Senate? No, you're hurting those private citizens who would be getting that money. I mean, some of these private citizens, $1,400 or $2,800 or whatever they would be receiving. And instead of them getting that money, paying off their rent, paying their bills, you're going to allow some debt company to seize the money from them. Congratulations. I mean, that's really a terrible, terrible move on your end, and shame on you for doing that. I understand your logical reasoning for it. Trust me, I get it. But you're not hurting Senate Democrats. You're hurting American citizens. And so I wanted to share that with you. I know that's not the greatest news in the world to share with you. It's a shame that it's going on. And I think no matter where you stand on the aisle, whether you're Democrat or a Republican, conservative or liberal, you can say, that's just a terrible move to do that. I mean, the bill already passed. Yeah, it went through reconciliation, but it already passed. Let the American people, the American citizen, get their money rather than the debt collection company. But let's go ahead and end this on a good piece of news. If you are SSI, SSDI, veteran, Social Security, RRB, a survivor, low income, no income, and you have not received your money yet, you are slated to receive it, even by the IRS's own press release yesterday. Only the first batch has gone out. There are more batches to come, and I wish they would just make it a little bit more clear for you. They've even already stated more batches are coming down the line. I would look at it to be set on Wednesdays, okay? That's going to be the days where they're going to come out, and I did hear April 14th. Again, I'll keep you up to date. I could not verify it, but I just heard it. I just heard it around town, all right? So I'll just throw it out to you. That's what I heard. But it is going to come your way. Don't worry about it. You're going to get the stimulus payment. We'll continue to keep you up to date. If there's anything you want me to talk about, leave that in the comment section below. If you have any more questions or anything like that, also leave those in the comment section below for future videos. I may address some of the more common questions that are coming up. Once again, thank you for coming along with me. As always, I will catch you next time.